Hi, boys and girls. Well, today we're going to read a story about the Maryland state amphibian. Now, an amphibian is an animal that is cold-blooded and it starts off its life in the water and then moves to being on land. And the Maryland state amphibian is the yellow-spotted salamander. So this is a yellow-spotted salamander. It likes living in the moist soil at the bottom of the forest, and it likes living under leaves. So, the Maryland spotted salamander is part of our story today, which is called Big Night for Salamanders. And there's a bit of a problem. So, see if you can listen to the story and figure out what the problem is and how one little boy tries to solve it. And it's written by Sarah Marwell Lamstein, and it's illustrated by Carol Benoff. Let's find out what is the problem on the big night of salamanders. Secretive creatures dwell in the forest, under crumbling logs and stones and fallen leaves, hiding by day, emerging only at night. We know what that means. They must be nocturnal. They are the spotted salamanders. Spring, summer, and fall, the salamanders feed on worms and insects. When winter comes, they nestle into tunnels and holes, and there they sleep. We know that's hibernating. Until spring rain patters on the forest floor, seeping into the ground, loosening the soil. Deep in their winter burrows, the spotted salamanders stir. Rain tat-tatting on his hood, Evan runs from his school bus up the muddy, puddly driveway. He glances at the forested hill beyond his house and wonders, will tonight be the big night? Big night for what? What's going to be the big night? Salamanders crawl up through the thawing earth into the rain. The moist air bathes their delicate skin. Evan sips hot chocolate and peers at the thermometer outside the kitchen window. 42 degrees, he says. Will they come out tonight? Well, temperature's just right, says his mother. So the salamanders are moving. And Evan was checking that thermometer, which told him the temperature, and it said it's 42 degrees, so it must be warm enough. Hidden in darkness under dripping brush, salamanders creep down the hill away from their secret forest home, following the scents that they remember towards the pool where they were born. So they're coming down out of the forest, looking for the pool that they were born in. At dinner, Evan's question floats above the raindrops' noisy chatter. Is tonight the big night, he asks. Could be, his father says. Warmest rain since winter. Let's go, Evan cries. His father smiles. Soon, he says. Soon for what? What are they getting ready for? Across the road and through the trees, raindrops splash into a vernal pool, filled in spring with rainwater and melting snow. Here, salamanders will breed. A vernal pool is a pool that forms once snow melts and spring rainwater gathers. But in the height of the summer, it will disappear. Evan clears the dishes from the table, then leaps for his raincoat. I'm ready, he calls. He grabs a flashlight off the shelf. His mother laughs. Hold on, she says. She wraps his flashlight in pink plastic. You don't want to startle them with the glare. So they've picked a material that we know is translucent. It's going to let some of the light through, but not all of the light, so it won't be too bright. Salamanders scrambling down the slope are nearly at the road. Uh-oh, now I think I know what the problem might be. Evan dashes towards the road. A car speeds past. "Wait!" his mother cries. Evan rushes back and tugs his parents' hands. "Hurry!" he says. "We have to help them." I think I might know what the problem is now. Evan casts his light from side to side. "Where are they?" he asks. He bends quickly towards the road. "Here's one!" he cries, but he sees it's only a twig swirling past in the rain. "Where are they?" he demands. The rain comes down harder, pummeling on Evan's hood. A salamander inches silent onto the hard, wide road. "I see one!" Evan cries. He stuffs his mitten in his pocket and runs to the salamander. He holds his hand out in the rain. Then with wet fingers he lifts up the soft, small body, smooth as a rubber toy. "Hey, hi there," he says, gazing at the creature he's waited a whole year to see. "You're back." The salamander smells like rain. So it's nice when you have wet hands to pick up a salamander because their skin likes to be held with soft, damp hands. Dryness kind of scratches their skin. Evan carries the salamander across the road and puts his hand down in the leaves. "You're safe now, little salamander," he says. "Now go." The salamander's belly skims past his palm, her thin toes tickling his fingers. The salamander steps from the boy's smooth fingers and edges down the brushy bank, journeying towards the vernal pond. So Evan helped the salamander get across the road so it would be one step closer to reaching the pond safely. Evan hears a motor. He jumps to the roadside and waves his flashlight up and down. A car slows to a stop. "You folks okay?" asks the driver. "We're fine," his father says, "but the salamanders." Another salamander stops in the road, stunned by the cold blacktop and the car's bright glare. So they're trying to stop the cars from running over the salamanders who are crossing the road to get to the pond. Now I see the problem. "Wait!" Evan calls. He picks up a salamander and shows it to the driver. "Nice critter," the driver says. "They have to lay their eggs," Evan insists. "Please go slowly," says his mother. The driver waves and inches his car off into the night. Evan and his mother move their lights along the road. "Over here," father calls. Evan runs to his father. "3," Evan counts. "4." Both hands are full as he carries the salamanders across the road. Wow, it's so nice of Evan to help these salamanders get across that road safely. Salamanders start to slip into the vernal pool. Rippling, gliding, they move with greater ease and quickness than they moved on land. An hour passes and Evan stamps his cold feet back to warmth. 36! He calls. He spies another salamander. 37! He hops and swoops in a careful dance, watching out for salamanders. Big night! He crows. So far, he's rescued and helped 37 salamanders get across that road to the pool. Nice work, Evan. A car comes quickly. Evan waves his flashlight. Stop! He yells. Keep to the roadside, his mother warns. She swings her light in furious strokes. Evan squeezes shut his eyes. Slow down, his father bellows. The car skids to a stop. Its motor ticks above the rain. Anything wrong? Asks the driver. Slowly, Evan opens his eyes. He sees the road is clear of salamanders, and he lets out a breath. Phew! I'll be right back, Evan calls. He races up the driveway. Wonder what he's going to do. The kitchen light is bright. Evan plucks his markers from a drawer, then rummages for cardboard and for plastic wrap. I think I might have a clue what he's doing. What do you think he's doing? Yeah, I agree. Looks like he might be making a sign. Around and around the salamanders swim in the pool, under and over each other, lashing their tails, churning up the shallow water in a shimmery dance before they lay their eggs. Go slow, salamanders crossing. Evan's mother and father follow him to the corner of the road. They shine their lights on his sign, dry under the plastic. That's a great idea, Evan. Warn the drivers with a sign. A car turns in the road. Evan jumps and holds up his sign higher. The driver stops. She rolls down her window. I hope they crossed just fine, she says, then backs her car around. Wow, she read my sign, Evan sings. He smiles and a yawn slips out. It's getting late, says his father. But we have to help them, Evan pleads. Not many cars are out at this hour, his mother says. We'll prop up your sign so drivers will see it, father says. Evan turns towards home. His light falls on a salamander crossing in the middle of the road. He lifts the spotted creature and places her in the brush. You'll make it, salamander. Now off you go. Over a week of nights, the salamanders breed and lay their eggs in the vernal pool. Then they leave the pool and crawl back to the forest. Several weeks later, from the eggs in the pool, salamander larvae emerge. The larvae grow, and towards summer's end, they lose their gills and begin to breathe air. The young salamanders then leave the drying, disappearing water and journey to the forest, breathing in the scents of the earth and plants along their way. They join the older salamanders in the forest. In late autumn, when the air grows colder, the salamanders nestle in their tunnels and holes, and there they sleep, until one rainy night, the next spring. Big night for salamanders. You can see the life cycle coming through here. The eggs and the larvae, and then the young salamanders growing to be bigger salamanders going to the pool. If you look closely, you can see Evan kneeling on the dirt watching them. And then here's lots of information about the salamanders. So, my friends, Let's scroll on down and find out what our assignment is today. But I bet it has something to do with the Maryland state amphibian, the yellow-spotted salamander.